And we should be live. Let's see here.
Are we live?
I'm half asleep, but we're live. Here we go. Hey, everybody. It's Thursday. I don't know where the video is, but it's Thursday. I'm going to go make some coffee to try and wake up here. Oh, I didn't change the thumbnail either. Oh, well.
Mine hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, well.
It will.
There we go. How's everybody doing? So, yeah, I wanted to try a little experiment. Yeah, we're live.
Are you going to tell them? Are you going to tell them? They're
Tell
a
them
part of an
what?
experiment. That's all they need to know.
Oh, no, I didn't post the link anywhere. I just wanted to see how many subscribers we do have. See if anybody at all comes in.
Oh, there we
I
go.
think I'm the only person watching right now. So, yeah.
Give them a minute.
Just one of them days today. I came home with the sleep, so.
Uh-oh. My sound's on. Hold on. Let me turn it off. And, Mike, I so have coffee. Look, I so have coffee.
Yeah, that's what I need to do is make some, for sure.
I don't have coffee in my home, so.
You don't, you said?
No, I don't drink coffee. It doesn't exist in my world. There's a Starbucks on every corner if you need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike, go get some coffee for God's sake.
All right, how's it going, everybody? We got Evan, Juno, and Czar are in the house. How's it going, everybody?
In the house. Hello, everybody.
Hey, they said matching shirts. Not even coordinated. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, so hello, everybody. I got a little kitty cat too here. So we tried a little experiment. Usually we go around and post the links everywhere. We wanted to see, is there a significant difference? Because we've been looking at some analytics and it's a very strange. About 80% of our viewers are not subscribed. So we're going to try some things different and see kind of what's going on. We don't know. Is that too much? Is that not enough? I don't know. So hello, everybody. Ooh, and Mike, I will tell you, has been working kind of around the clock. He's employee stuff and all of that. So he's been having to pick up extra time off hours. He's a little grumpy. So when he comes back, be extra nice to him because he's a little tired. I had to wake him up, say, hey, we're going live. So don't tell him I said that, everybody, but there you have it. Okay, he's coming back. I didn't say that.
Shout out to Czar.
Oh, Czar. Oh, and Czar, I don't know. Czar, are we on Facebook or, and I know Mike has your info. I might or might not be at a poker tournament soon. So we so need to meet up. So we'll talk about that later. So, okay. So, yes, this is why you need to subscribe. So all of you subscribe now because we are going to be doing some different times. We still have our standard times, but we're going to be doing some different times as well. So, so welcome. So what is on the docket for tonight? You guys are already starting to text me. Stop it! I'm not listening. So yes, Czar, it's awesome, and I just hit the button and I sent it to Mike, and he's like, "Woo!" So it will be awesome. Okay, so what are we going to talk about tonight? There's two things I'd like to talk about tonight. We keep talking about getting into this book. Hello, Mark Anthony.
But before we get into the book, because I cut you off, I got to give a big shout out to Nemo. Some of you might remember Nemo. He was at the World Series of Fenn last year. He was here in Vegas. I met him up at Starbucks, and we talked for about 2 hours. It's funny how the time flies when you're talking Forrest Fenn with a searcher. So,
nice.
actually, that reminds me. I got notified that we did go live, so that's working. That reminds me. I think we should have a searcher meetup. What do you think, Christy, on a certain Saturday that we were going to do something else on? I know this is live, but you want to do that?
I think we should. I kind of told Zara.
Yeah.
I just hit book.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, everybody. World, the World, darn it, not the World Series of Fenn. World Series of Fenn is still on for February 15th. Oh, did I even get that date right? Hang on, now I'm all mixed up. Yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
somebody RSVP. We have a bunch of RSVPs already, which is awesome.
Good. We hope you all can make it to the World Series of Fenn. But
Yeah.
the marathon, the Forrest Fenn marathon discussion was going to be Saturday, September 14th. Well, guess what? It's not going to be Saturday, September 14th. Everybody, and I'm still half asleep. And the reason is because instead we're going to do a searcher meetup right here in Las Vegas because K-Pro is going to be in Las Vegas. So
We are.
yeah, let's just do the meetup. We'll pick a location, and everybody who's in Vegas, let's get together and talk Forrest Fenn. Might not be
Yeah,
a marathon, but at least we'll be in person doing it. So
but I will
yeah,
tell you, there's going to be poker. There's going to be poker involved too. So,
yeah,
yeah, we'll get details and all of that. And but if you are in Vegas or you're around Vegas or you live in Vegas and you're a searcher, earmark that date, the 14th. We may go live and just say hi for everybody. Usually we get.
yeah.
I think we've done 2 or 3 of them. 8, 10 people. Kind of super interesting. If you don't know John Wayne Bobbitt is usually there. Um, and Czar is a local, and Mindy D, is usually there. There's a few others, real interesting, real cool people. Nate has been there, a few others that, again, everybody's awesome. Some newbies, some old timers, and everybody in between. Mike's like, oh, let's go to Starbucks. And I'm like, Mike, we're in Vegas. We're going to hit a bar. So usually we hit a bar. But we usually hang out and play poker. There's a few poker playing searchers that meet up. So anyway, we've decided. So the marathon is not canceled. It is just going to be postponed. There was a 2-day window, and I decided to take it. And so Vegas, here I come, baby. So there you have it. Yes, Czar. I'm so excited. And Czar, you took quite a bit of money for me, and I remember that pot. So cash game, you and I, we will have to have a little bit of a 2.0. Let's just call it that.
All right, I'm waking up. So sorry about that, everybody. I was literally asleep. I'd say 15 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, what are we going to be talking about tonight? We are going to be talking about. We did not discuss the specialized knowledge, I think, as thoroughly as I wanted to.
Right.
What is the best buffet in Vegas? I want to meet there.
It depends if price is a consideration or not. In my opinion, Czar, you can speak to this too. I've always heard the Bacchanal buffet at Caesars is great, but I mean it's like $45 a person or something crazy. So I don't know. I mean, we go to the Paris buffet, but I don't think that's that great. But since you get a free one for playing poker, which I still haven't used mine since that night.
Like I've
Yeah.
used mine. You're talking about a different night that I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Wildcatter's daughter, thank you, said she likes the shirt. Very first Cowlazars shirt I ever made. So there it is.
Yeah. Maybe
Um,
we need to get some new shirts made for the next meetup.
yeah, something. I don't know.
Okay, so we're going to talk about specialized knowledge.
Yeah,
Price
I,
not a consideration.
I would say Caesars. Either Caesars or Aria or Wynn. Those three. I've been to the Wynn buffet a long time ago. I've not been. I've been to Aria, so I'd say Wynn, Caesars, or Aria would be the three. I mean, they have
Okay.
everything in the world. So
Say I've been
okay,
to Paris's, and it's okay.
Paris.
But
Yeah.
I'm also like, how good of a salad buffet can you get? Like, I mean, a salad is a salad is a salad. And that's mostly all I eat. So, I don't do well at a buffet. I'm like the cheap date. Like, I can go to Golden Corral and get it for like $7, and I'm happy because I just need a salad. Okay.
RGM, how you doing? And everybody else who joined us. Thanks for joining us tonight. Okay, go ahead. Take
Okay.
it away, K Pro. Sorry.
Okay. So we would need to talk about specialized knowledge, and then here is the Bert's barfing at my salad comment. Yeah, Mike does too. And so here's the other one. So those of you that don't know, I'm K Pro, and I own a forum called K Pro Cal.
It's K Pro's. Her idea. It's hers.
I've had it for a hot second, and Mike doesn't check in too often. There has been a huge discussion on the lead searcher 200 footer. Is the lead searcher the 200 footer? Is the 200 footer the lead searcher? Everyone thinks they're the lead searcher. I've had more bannings in the last 2 weeks because of some, I'll just say, disgruntlement over what is this? It's always the end of the season. At the end of the season, people get grumpy. I had a searcher call me today. You know who you are. I haven't seen you in the room yet. And he said, I've been in it a long time and I am just thinking, I'm ready to just spill it, maybe even on the marathon. And here's my solve. He has some very interesting parts. You know who I'm talking about, but you don't know who
Gonna
I'm talking
spill it.
about. And he's like, I'm ready. He's like, I don't know of walk of shame, feelings, or what. But I want to talk a little bit about lead searcher 200 footer because, of course, I was trying to say everybody just calm down, and they're like, "Oh, you just wanted views then when you were talking in that secret audio about the 200 footer." Well, I didn't put the 200 footer information out, but it is out there. I will answer questions to what I know. I don't think it's new information, but everyone this lead searcher, I think everybody's talking about. So that's actually before we dive into this, I want to talk about the lead searcher, especially going into the off season. And everybody's either going to say they are, or they know who it is, or they were one, or whatever. So I want to talk. Yeah, it's so Mike. It's so Mike. So anyway, so those are the things. But the first thing is, what's up with all the lead searcher threads on Thor recently? You're having a lead searcher.
Buy one, get one free sale. Hey.
That's exactly what I want to talk about, Redneck Express, because I don't get it. And mine was lead searcher, really. Like, if you do think you are one, you're, you don't. Well, I have some thoughts on that, Redneck Express, because that's exactly what I want to talk about. So, some of the stuff that takes off on the forums does something totally different takes off on Facebook and something totally different takes off on the YouTubes and then something totally different on Reddit. I see 4 different sub communities. So this is one I'm going to give a shout out to the little known, nobody ever goes there forum, Anna Riches. And we're going to talk about it because there has been a lot of discussion actually on all the forums and even the Facebook, but especially Thor right now. And I'm not sure why. And again, I've had to ban people because they're cursing at each other saying, I'm the lead searcher. No, you are. You beep, beep, beep. And no, you aren't beep. And you're not allowed to do that. And so I bounce people, but I'm like, everybody take a step back. Like like, well, I'll get into that. So, and then at the end, we will talk about the marathon being postponed, the Chase-opoly, the FOIA. I do want to ask a few questions of you fellow searchers tonight on the FOIA because there might be a little bit of an update there. And then has the treasure chest been found? So here's the one thing that I think it hit more Facebook. It did not hit the forums, but Facebook. There was a tuber supposedly that put up a video that said the treasure chest had been found. It was someone that's really known in the YouTube community. I did not see it, so I'm not going to name that person. They put it up that it had been found and then took that. There was some questions. Lots of people were asking. I have no confirmation that it's found.
Of course,
No,
it's not found. Why would anybody think it was?
because YouTubers YouTubers tell the truth all the time, and if they say it's been found, it's been found.
I don't know. I don't get it, but it's just me.
I'm not saying they're like really a known YouTuber. I'm not saying not or I don't know. So anyway, we're
You
moving
don't
on.
know if it's been found or not?
No, they're saying because I said a known YouTuber, and they're like really.
Oh.
I won't say who it is. I'll just say somebody that
Oh, somebody on YouTube said they found it? Or said that it's been found?
yes. And
Oh,
then
okay.
we could,
I didn't even realize. Okay.
I know. I'll tell you later. I
Where's the
don't.
proof? That's all I got to say. Remember that old commercial, Where's the Beef? Where's the beef?
I
Wendy's?
don't. Yeah. And then she
Where's
goes,
the proof?
I don't think there's anybody back there.
Yeah. Yo, you remember that? I figured weren't old enough to remember that one. Where's
Actually,
the beef?
okay. I used to teach marketing, and marketing
Oh.
that is actually one of the best commercials to take because why do you remember it? It's not because it's a hamburger. It's because there's a whole
The
case.
saying, the slogan. Yeah.
Yes, and the woman, and she like walks in and
Right.
old lady, and I have played that in my classes more times than I
Mhm.
care to count. So, yeah, the Alan K. The proof is in the put in. Get it? Put in. See what I did there? So,
Christy M with the $5 super chat. You guys are awesome. It always make me want to have a cup of coffee. Thank you, Christy.
woohoo! Oh, and
And
I
here it
think
is.
Christy M was one of the Christies because there was Christy F. She's recently been on the flip side, and Christy M. and Christy Me all agreed on I don't even remember what last night, but we're like if
And
three Christies
then
agree, the world is The world
And
is
then there
right.
was Christy at Function in the Junction. That's a fourth one, right?
Yeah, because
I
I
don't
don't
know,
think
Christy M. I don't know
again, I don't think
if
that's
we know
Christy
you. We know you because you're watching the
yet.
vlog. Come on in.
Yep.
Yeah,
So there's 4 Christies. Oh my gosh.
that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so let's talk about. We need a slogan.
Don't
Okay.
squeeze the Charmin. Yeah, that was another popular one. Mr. Whipple, was that his name? Mr. Whipple, don't squeeze the Sherman. Don't remember
Oh,
that one is going back a ways. You don't remember
well,
that
I
one?
can tell you, you know that I'm not really into sports. I can tell you, I watched every Super Bowl for like 10 years because that is the biggest day in commercial history.
Oh
And
yeah.
every year, my students, that's what they would get. They would get the assignment of you have to watch the Super Bowl and you have to tell me, and we go into all the theories.
Okay, I'm putting it out there right now. New contest. We need a slogan for Chase-opoly. Who can come up with the best slogan for Chase-opoly? Email me, cowlazars@gmail.com, and I'll pick a winner. I've never even thought of a slogan for Chase-opoly, but it'd be cool if we could
Oh,
come up with something catchy.
ooh, it's not just canasta anymore. Or,
Yeah,
ooh,
it's not. That's kind of cool. It's not just canasta anymore. Okay.
okay, so people are having fun. Mike, I had talked to you about the wrench. Do you know what I mean?
No, the ranch.
Oh my gosh.
Code words. Code words. Everybody. Well, the ranch.
Oh, okay, hold on. I will message
All
you the name of the.
right. What the heck's?
Um,
Oh, there it is. I have no idea what you're talking about.
okay. So we're going to go into specialized knowledge. We're going to go into lead searcher 200 footer, and then we have all the other stuff. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Staffy is the smartest human being on this earth. She's the
Who?
smartest human being on this earth. That's
Who?
all I
Oh, what
um,
are we talking about?
Sassy. If you don't know
Oh,
Sassy, David Blaine, she could like, I don't know. I just think she's the smartest human being on earth. Oh, Illinois Ghost is in the house.
done.
Um,
What you just texted me? Done and done.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully she was serious when she said it because you will see that soon. Okay. So let's start talking first about specialized knowledge. I don't think this came to the very end of our discussion on what was that, Monday? And so because of that, I wanted to just dive in a little bit more because what do we believe?
Go ahead.
What are you laughing at, Michael?
No. Somebody said, "Hey, Ghost, we're spinning our wheels." So I guess I don't know if you meant us talking about, what is specialized knowledge? What does it mean? More importantly, what did Forrest mean when he made that comment? Um,
Um, yeah, well, and I will tell you today, somebody asked me they called me and they said, I'm on boots on the ground and I need a super secret hint. I need something. I'm coming to my end boots on the ground. And you know what I told them?
what?
You ready? Try the wheel.
Nice.
They so did not think I was funny.
Nah.
Sorry, I thought. Okay. Anyway, let's go. Let's focus here. So specialized knowledge. What do you believe specialized knowledge means? I will tell you that I really focused for a while on the periodic table. If you were
No,
okay,
just kidding. Who am I to put anybody's idea down? Go ahead.
no, but I actually have come to terms with. I think that's too specialized of knowledge. I had another, and I'm fine throwing it out there. Everybody says I'm silly. You get to pay for it later,
So
Mister.
let me
But
ask you this: when Forrest made the comment, "No specialized knowledge required,"
yeah,
did he mean specialized, meaning you already need to know what it is? In other words, if I do research on the internet to find something out, is that specialized knowledge? Or in other words, I figured it out, so it's not like I had to already know it. You got to research something to find this thing. It goes
well,
back to, what if Forrest Fenn came out and said what warm waters are that we're looking for? We'd still have to get on a map and figure out where they are. Is finding
well,
out where they are specialized knowledge? You got to look up something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, everybody? How is the knowledge specialized? We got to look something up. It,
well, but he's told us to. That's the other thing. He's told us to. He has said, look up the meanings of words. Well, isn't that specialized knowledge?
right,
Like,
exactly. So what did he mean by specialized?
I know that one gets me.
And then somebody said I forget the question, but he also said what do you say? A common knowledge, not common knowledge of geography might help. A something of geography might help.
A working knowledge.
A working knowledge. I think that's what the quote was. He said a working knowledge of. He said no. All you need is a thrill of the chase and the poem and a map, but a working knowledge of geography might help. Because even if we figure out what warm waters are that we're looking for, you still have to find it on the map. I
Mike,
mean,
you've lost the room. They're all coming up with slogans for Chase-opoly.
that's
Chase-opoly,
right.
monopoly for weirdos, or monopoly for the 7%.
Monopoly for weirdos.
Anyway, okay. So Holly is right. And Holly, that if you look at it's comprehensive knowledge.
Comprehensive. Yeah, thank you, Hooli. I couldn't remember. Was it Holly or Hooli? Sorry. Comprehensive knowledge of geography might help. So So in Forrest Fenn's mind, comprehensive and specialized are two different things, two different schools of thought, or two different schools of knowledge. But whatever it is, if I'm reading The Thrill of the Chase and I realize, oh, he means this. Now I'm going to go research what that is. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to look up whatever it is that I think relates to the 9 clues. Is what I'm looking up specialized knowledge?
Well, let me ask you this. So I had to solve that the first WWWH was where Chief Joseph's son left his father's body.
Okay.
And then he went to the first battle of Nez Perce, which is where there was a canyon battle. There was a battle in a canyon. Then you went to the next one, and going through each of them. And so it is something easily looked up. And I have an entire folder here of the entire Nez Perce Trail in each of the battles. And the last battle was at the only battle location that falls within the search states and the elevations. So I was like, oh, this is it. And there was a bunch of other reasons. But here's my question. Is that too specialized? When I shared this with Cynthia, she said, does the average Joe know this as he walks into this chase? And I'm like, is that how you define specialized knowledge? Is that how you define it?
It almost seems like, see, to me, that would be specialized because I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I would not know that.
Right. I didn't know it before I started reading it because of this book.
Right.
How much is in this book that you didn't know?
Well, there's a lot in the book, meaning what happened to him in Yellowstone, what happened to him in Texas, the stories he tells. I mean, I didn't know that stuff before I read the book.
Lewis and Clark.
Like the Lewis and Clark Trail. So I'm going to go look up Lewis and Clark Trail. Is that specialized? Because I have to look it up. I don't think so. Well, I mean, Illinois Ghost, he said, what's the 800 number I need to call in? Well, Illinois Ghost, I'm not speaking out of turn because you've talked about this. You found something that leads you to your location, right? You've said that on your channel and in different talking to different people. There's something that you found that you believe Forrest wanted you to find that leads you to where your location is, I believe. But email me if I got this wrong. But is what you found considered specialized knowledge? I mean, if the Thrill of the Chase book leads me to something else, is that specialized, or it's not because the Thrill of the Chase led me there? Does that make sense at all?
It does. Okay, so I'm a little hesitant because I've talked to Rick on the phone and I know what he found. Has he put it out? What he's found?
No. Just in general. I don't know what specifically he's found, but he said he found something. Yeah, okay. And that led him to his logo. I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to. But he said that is why I keep going back to where I go. So is that specialized? He says yes, but not specialized for what I do. Well, I don't know what that means. What do you mean for what you do? Just that what you had to find, whatever that is, which we're not going to go into, is that specialized because it's not in the Thrill of the Chase, I guess.
Well, and I know another searcher, and he's in the room right now, has done extensive research in specific words that relate, that are both in the book and in the poem, but like archaic meanings to it. Like 100 years ago, it was referenced here. Is that too specialized? Like, I didn't think, because you could basically look up Nez Perce battle. I thought it's easy to find, but not specialized. So let me ask you this. What level of education do we believe that a searcher could be and still be successful in just without researching?
He said a redneck from Texas who, nothing against rednecks, but I don't think they're going to have any college, the basic redneck from Texas.
So the average person in America has a 4th grade reading level. So if a 4th grade reading level, is it like 5? So if you look at definitions of words, there's 4 and 5 and 6, meanings. That I mean, my kids are at that age or older. They don't look that far down, but he's told us to.
Okay, so Boots on the Ground Geo Ventures, he says specialized knowledge would be skill sets that must be taught. That's interesting, and I kind of tend to agree with that. So, in other words, people ask Forrest, do I need to know something you learned when you were in the military? Do I need to know something about Indian history? And he said, no, there's no specialized knowledge needed. So specialized knowledge means something the average person wouldn't know. So then
Okay,
I guess it gets into what does an average person know? If I
yeah.
think where Warm Waters Halt is a hot spring, would an average person know that there are hot springs in Yellowstone National Park? Yeah, I guess because those are the major features in Yellowstone National Park. Would I need to know that there are hot springs like Ojo Caliente in New Mexico? I guess that's average. Like I didn't know about
Okay.
Ojo Caliente before I got into this, involved in this
Well, I
chase.
want to give you two examples. One, sometimes when I talk about some of the stuff I do for a living, Mike, you're like, I didn't follow all that. And
Right.
because it varies, and especially the alphabet soup
Well,
of,
you and Michael go back and forth. Michael from Japan about your
yeah,
statistical analysis and all that. I'm not
yeah.
following any of that. Yeah,
Well,
to
but
me, that's
here's the other
specialized
one.
knowledge.
Here's the other one. So I think everybody knows I was there when Jason Dent and Forrest Fenn met. They started talking military mumbo jumbo, especially like the A-17, whatever, like the airplanes and stuff. It was like alphabet soup to me because they were also talking about trainings and all of that. They went into like a language of their own, which is similar to what Michael and I do. And so that actually made me think, could Forrest think that something is more general knowledge than it is just because he's been in the soup for so long?
Yeah,
Like
that's a good
this
question. Yep.
Jason, and they chat about it like it's common knowledge. It wasn't to me. I was like, I asked Jason at dinner that night, I was like, what did that mean or this mean? He's like, oh, well, when you're in the military, it was like something about boot camp and there was 4 or 5 different things that just I just had no exposure to that.
Right.
I mean, I have family and friends. Gosh, I have a boyfriend that's of that, but I didn't know the intricacies of that. So that's where I think maybe, just maybe, or maybe not. The room can blow me up and tell me, please. Um, do you think maybe there's something specialized, like he says, maps? Like what did he say? The comprehensive knowledge or specialized knowledge, comprehensive knowledge of maps. So is he saying to us, you have to have an advanced knowledge? Well, I know nothing. That's
Well,
actually
he
how
said comprehensive knowledge is geography, but you could
a
say that means
geography.
maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, his the
And
actual quote
he
was
said that
geography.
you need a good map. Well, I might have a good map. I don't even know how to read it. That was actually how I stumbled upon, see what I did there, Jason Net, because he had a great video on here's the basics if you don't know how to read a compass or read a map. And I was like taking notes, like, I that was new information to me. So I wonder sometimes, does
Right.
Forrest is something is general that's not, because general to him is he learned it at 8 how to read a compass and a map. I didn't learn until I was 41 because of this treasure hunt.
Well, that takes me back to if all you need is the thrill of the chase in the poem and or a good map, it's in the thrill of the chase. Like the biggest thing to find is where warm waters halt, right? He says that's the hardest one. They get progressively easier after that. And if we could without a doubt figure out where warm waters halt by the thrill of the chase, where I know that's it, then go there. Go Boots on the Ground, and all you got to find are the 8 more. So to me, I keep going back to get back in the box. All you need is the book. He has explained or somehow told us what the warm waters are we're looking for, and we have need to figure out where they halt. And you
See, and
know,
I don't even think we need the my true belief. He's saying you don't need it. These are just subtle hints that can aid you and
mm-hmm,
help you.
mm-hmm.
All you need is the poem. You need the 166.
But then that would mean the warm waters is literal. It's literally warm waters, right? Because
Like dip your toe in it.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That falls along with that line. Because otherwise, I mean, if it's not a secret code in the poem, there's not the sliding of lines and figuring weird stuff out. It's literal. It's the warm waters, the
For
literal
those
warm
of you that
waters. Where do they
don't
halt?
know, I will say what was said to me. Four is the first time or second or third. I don't know.
Everybody knows. No, go ahead.
Well, there's always an occasional person that stumbles into the room. That and he said, "What is your warm water salt?" And I said, "It was the first battle of Nez Perce." And he's like, "Where's the water?" I'm like, "There isn't water." And he's like, "Warm water's halt. Like there's not water."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I didn't know that that was required." And he's like, "Dip your toe in it. Is it warm?" And I didn't say anything about it. It came out in other ways. But Scott Conway got the same question, and actually, another searcher has just forwarded me the very similar thing that has said, "Can you tip your toe in it?" And that's the valid WWWH. And so that's why I believe, could Forrest just be, oh, he's just shenanigans? Sure, but I
I
don't
don't
think.
think he would mess with you like that. You know what I mean? He's saying to him. I think the poem's pretty plain. It says, "Begin it. Go find where warm waters halt." Well, what are we looking for? We're looking for warm waters. Now you could say we're looking for where they halt, so we're looking at cold waters. That was a theory I have, but I like Laura Dunlap's comment. She says it seems like it's hinted in the book. The level of education as well as using a map were both covered in the Thrill of the Chase.
Yes,
That's
he.
kind of interesting. He talks
I
about
will.
himself not having the education. He got
Yes.
D's and F's. He prayed, and all that stuff. So
Oh.
maybe he
Uh,
really, I would really, that would really be an elegant solution, and I really hope that's the case. Is that he wrote it to where all you need is the Thrill of the Chase book. If you can figure out what he meant by reading the Thrill of the Chase, not all the research
I
that
agree.
we do on
And
the
he has
internet and
been
everything.
very clear. And I can tell you, I have done some independent research and I've talked to some independent people. It is not that he's a little bit like, oh, I kind of don't like the highly elite educated and I really like the redneck. No, there's disdain for those that can't do, kind of thing. He really focuses on the average Joe. And when he tells his stories, they're magnificent, but they're for the average person and they're
Yeah,
magnificent. So it's not a close call what he thinks of. So I don't think, but here's the thing, what he intends to do and what he does are two different things. I think he intended the average redneck to be able to understand this, but is there some specialized knowledge? And I'm really thinking of more military than some specialized like PhD work. I'm more talking about like specialized military or map or fishery fishing and gaming thing than
well,
anything
halt is a military, command. I mean, parade rest is a command. Post is a command. But would he do that for people that have never been in the military that don't know about those words? I mean, he says people don't know the definition of words anymore. So that tells me let's look up his words. Now, maybe he's saying that's not specialized. You should know. I mean, that's kind of common knowledge, but it's a hard thing to figure out, isn't it?
Yes. And Holly, anyone heard from Joel Lewicki and family? The Ramblin' Pam was actually up in Cody, and they have some pictures up on Facebook that they all got to meet up, families and families. So it sounds like he is doing well there. I don't think we have heard that the treasure chest has been found. But it sounds like he is doing well. Um,
So BOTG says, "Hey, question K Pro and Cow. Do you guys know anything about Grafton Tyler Brown? I do not. I have not heard that name before.
Brown.
Now, I could look it up, but if I have to look it up, it's specialized knowledge, right?"
Yeah. Well, that's okay. That I do not, but that's another. So there was a big
Oh,
controversy
okay.
about
It's
a bison.
African. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
see who it is now. Well, no, it's just it was an American painter, lithographer, right, and cartographer. Brown was the first African American artist to create works depicting the Pacific Northwest and California, like Yellowstone. He's got a Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, stuff like that. So no, but I'd not heard of him before. Now,
Well, I went down the rabbit hole for a while. There was a big controversy, talk about conservationist environmentalism of bison buffalo being slaughtered because of some of the issues that they were having. This was back in, I want to say, the 70s. And it was a huge controversy where they were taking the herd in a different direction. It would have taken out all of the bison up in Yellowstone, and it was overturned, and they went a different direction. But I read all about the court hearing, and guess who the judge was?
who was the
Judge.
judge? Judge Joe Brown.
That
Oh,
wasn't.
sorry.
I don't know if it was Joe or not, but no, not that Joe.
Yeah, Joe Brown
But
on TV.
I was like, "There's Homer Brown. This is the location." And then I thought, is that specialized knowledge? There's another good example. Is that specialized knowledge? Because you would have to look up this court case.
Right, and that's kind of the thing. Like, what did he mean by the specialized knowledge? Somebody said, "Is there something learned when you were in the military?" It was a question, and I believe he said no. Somebody said, or about Indian. Didn't they say because Forrest had the Pueblo and he used to excavate things, and he was like, no, no specialized knowledge. But I really want to reread The Thrill of the Chase on that angle, meaning you don't need anything outside of that book, and then go through it. When I read the first couple chapters at Olive Garden, I noticed a couple things. So at some point, we'll go back to The Thrill of the Chase and
I
talk
think
about it.
Redneck Express hits it on the head right here. Don't be fooled. Forrest did not engineer TTOTC for the lowest common denominator. Seriously, he made it hard as hell.
And we're not
I
saying it's
agree with
easy.
that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he made it as hard as hell, meaning you have to be the most educated. Is it clever? Is there some knowledge that isn't in the that is in the public domain, but you need to find it? But it doesn't take it. I do not believe I haven't even told you this one, Mike. I sat with a searcher that has come up with a statistical formula, and I ran statistical analysis on it.
Yeah.
It like it can't be done in Excel. It's like some advanced, and I have access to SPSS. So I went to the
I
statistical
don't even know
software.
what SPS is.
Okay,
It's like
doesn't matter.
PowerPoint. Yeah. Okay.
It's PowerPoint for statistics. So
Yeah.
if you run
Okay.
statistical analysis where you can run multivariate analysis and things, so you run that, and it has kind of like try the wheel. It's there,
Right.
it's there and valid. Is that a coincidence or not? And I'm like, yeah, but do you think Forrest made this for those of us that know how to run a regression analysis? I don't think so. Even a little bit, like not even for me. I don't try to live in absolutes. I won't even put a 1% chance. I would rather put it outside the search states than you needed an advanced statistical regression analysis on the poem. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be found in Florida before it is found with the statistical regression analysis. Maybe that's just me. Copper Dan, he's in the room. MEH, did MEH come in the room? I wasn't looking. MEH, good morning to you, my friend. Yeah, so of MEH.
Yeah.
Um, that's so, but that line is easy for me. But what's the line for specialized knowledge? And that's the hard one for me. Is I think you do have to look up things because Forrest has told us to look up things. But periodic table and the periodic table has changed just in the time that TTOT or the hunt's been alive right now. In 9 years, we have 2 new elements on the table.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's true.
So you have to go back to the one at the time, just
Right.
like those of you that have not looked up the displays at the Denver Museum, the displays at the Denver Museum at the time that he made the comment about Once Upon a While, or Preston did at Once Upon a While, the forward, and now are different. But you can look it up and you can find the displays at the time, which could or could not be a hint because there's some really interesting stuff there.
All right, Illinois Ghost. Thanks for tuning in. Copper Dan says he talked to Joel this morning, so that's good. I'm assuming Joel's doing all right then.
Excellent.
BOTG Geo Ventures says so. A painter that had the last name Brown that painted a picture of the lower falls of the Grand Canyon at Yellowstone at Artist Point, which is in the Smithsonian, is that considered specialized knowledge or special knowledge?
See, I
Yeah,
put it under
I
specialized
don't
knowledge.
know. Yeah, it
But
seems like it.
Give me Truth just said periodic table. That's elementary knowledge. Okay, so that's not specialized knowledge. So
Well, Hooley says, why isn't everyone starting with what he said we do need? It's so much easier to follow the rules. That's because I would say 99% of people read The Thrill of the Chase and then go, I didn't see any hints for any clues. And then they read it again and they go, I don't get it. He says there's a couple hints, there's a couple aberrations that live out on the edge, and most people when they read the book, they don't see any of that. So then it's the postmark rabbit hole, then it's the illustration rabbit hole. Look, it's a number 4 in the guy's ear. Look, it's this, and he definitely did not make it easy. That's for sure.
Well, here's one thing that he said. Not that I'm going to dive into.
Try the wheel. That's another one. What's that?
He said, unlock the clues that are scattered amongst these pages, and you can go home with a bronze chest. He said clues.
And he said scattered, but couldn't that mean the poem though? I mean, if you unlock the clues in the poem, he says you could find it. So
How do I know? I don't have the treasure chest. Okay. Okay, so that is
Okay.
our
So RGM just posted the actual quote. No specialized knowledge is required, M. Davis 19, and I have no expectations. My Thrill the Chase book is enough to lead an average person to the treasure. So now what does average person mean? I think, does that mean a little bit of high school? Does that mean no college? Does that mean, in other words, he said all you need is his book, and that's what I'm going to start going back to, is just the book and the poem. Does, let me put it this way, does just the Thrill of the Chase book and the poem lead you to a warm waters halt? In other words, have people derived where they go to look just from the book? Because that's what I think we need to do.
yeah, I do think that. And if you look at this book and this book, which is one of Forrest's
Indian
books,
dolls, okay.
or even better, this is actually my favorite of his books. You can see the level of reading is much higher here than it is here. I can put it into software and it can actually spit out what's the level of reading, because that's actually how elementary and high school teachers gauge what they should assign students.
So
The
are you saying he wrote the Thrill of the Chase book on a lower level for the average searcher
Yes,
compared to his other books?
from a pure grade level standpoint,
That's interesting.
my
Okay.
opinion, because I don't think there's a couple words I had to look up here, um, but I can say that yeah, I think this was more advanced because yeah, and I don't mean in a derogatory way. It is truly a this is did anybody read this and say, "Oh, I didn't understand something he said"? There's some stuff in some of these books
Right.
that I had to go and look up some stuff because I was like, that doesn't make sense to me, because I don't have domain knowledge in all the different areas. My kids are registered American Indians in this country, but there was some specialized knowledge that I did not have when I read American. Well, did you know that when you have American dolls, you cannot sell um, people's skin, and so the American
Oh.
dolls actually have um, the
Do
scalp
you mean
and the
Indian dolls?
actual, no, these Indian dolls that he
Yeah, no, you
collected.
said American dolls. I thought, I didn't know what you meant. Oh,
Indian
Indian
dolls.
dolls. Yeah, I got you.
These
No, I got you.
actual Indian dolls have them.
Probably
That's
the
specialized
the
knowledge.
ones that he have on his table, I'm sure, are actual authentic
Those
Indian
are the ones.
dolls.
Well, I don't know if you were there at the time. He had me touch. It was
Oh,
amazing.
really? No, I wasn't there for that one. I know it's your real hair. I didn't never heard of
Yeah.
skin before.
And did he said which one to choose.
Ah.
So
Sassy says the book's written about a ninth grade level. Anybody read Stephen King? I love Stephen King. When I was a teenager, I went through The Stand and It and all the books, The Shining. And a lot of people that I've talked to about Stephen King say, "Oh, he writes his books at a ninth grade level." Now, what does that actually mean? Does it mean the words that he uses are not hard? But I've heard that from people. Stephen King writes at like a lower grade level, ninth grade level. They're still good books, but I really and then William with the super chat, $4.99. Thanks, William. Is knowing the 66,000 links is equal to 8.25 miles specialized knowledge.
so I have an opinion on that. He said 66,000 links to start. Everybody converted it and put it to 8.25 miles.
Mhm.
Later, Force has actually been quoted in saying 8.25. So I think now it's not, because he converted it, confirmed that translation. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but I've thought a lot about that because it's 66,000 an actual hint. And I thought he's also said 8.25, maybe just to keep people away from his darn home. But he has not said, is that the northern boundary of Santa Fe? Is that from the bookstore? Is that from the southern boundary? Is that from his home? He has not said that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But I just like the idea that all you need is the book. If you go off into some, in which we've all done, I've done it. If we all go into some major, researching Rashida, what was the searcher we made? If you go into some big research thing where you're like, I got to figure all this out, I think it's a
Oh,
lot simpler than that.
I was trying to find each of these 9 books. You know
Yeah.
how much this book is? I think it's like $225. And then this book and this book and that book. And then I thought, the average person, are they going to be able to collect thousands of dollars of his books? Because I thought he had 9 books. I thought each of the books had a clue in it. You see what I did there? No, it didn't. Forrest has confirmed the answer is no. Rick asked the question because he was looking into one book, and then I followed up on Thor, and
and
Forrest said No.
Forrest said there's no hints in any of his other books. Is that what you
Yeah.
just said? Yeah, Forrest has come out and said there's no hints in any of his other books. Now you say, well, Too Far to Walk and Once Upon a While. I'm not going there. He said there was an unintended hint in Too Far to Walk. It has the map of the area. You could consider that a hint to where it is, I guess. Once Upon a While, that was Douglas Preston. We kind of beat that one to death. Brit Chaser says he's on a flight back home. Well, Brit
Yes.
Chaser, have a good flight over
But
the
he
Atlantic, back home a day
hear
late.
us, so say in the chat, "Hi, Bridge Chaser. Wave to Bridge."
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Why can't he hear us? That's weird.
I've been on flights before on Delta. I can just roll
Oh,
with it.
okay.
It's funny because you don't have to pay for the Wi-Fi connection to get the chat room, but you do have to pay for it to get the video.
I got you. So he's just looking at the chat. I got you.
Yeah, because it's probably $29.99 to get it for So anyway,
yeah, that's also okay. Michael lives in Japan. Brit Chaser's in the UK, and they all met at Toby's house. Isn't that something? So that's cool. Talk about searchers coming together. Yeah, pretty awesome. T-Lo is from Germany, right? So we've met a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah, Nelica from Canada. Yeah.
Caper, it is exactly 8.2 miles from my home of Brown to my X marks the spot. Not that it means that I found the chest, but I thought it was interesting that that was the distance. Now, is that as the crow flies, or is that trails, or maybe that spoke to you? I don't know. But I would see that's the kind of coincidence, kind of like Try the Wheel, but Try the Wheel, I think you stretch a little bit. But that kind of thing, the 8.25, you go, oh my gosh, holy heck. No way, shut the front door. Like you stop, and that's the kind of thing that makes your mouth drop, right? And that's what I hate, because that's what I feel is confirmation, but it's not. It's confirmation bias at times. What is confirmation? We don't know until somebody has the chest. Road distance. So it's like verifiable, look upable. That's a technical term. Look upable.
Well, Sonny's got a good point. Sonny7 says, hints aside, isn't the point of reading anything other than to thrill the chase, just to get to know who he is and his personality, any of Forrest's other books? Not guaranteed to be hints to the puzzle, but knowing what he's put in other books might help. But I think it leads you down a lot of rabbit holes, though.
Oh my gosh, too much. Too much.
Yeah, there's so many things that could relate. It might be more a hindrance than a help.
Yes, and that is actually my, you guys know, because I've talked about it plenty, my last search partner before Mike. He didn't even, I sent him this book. He sent it back because he's like, if I start reading this, there's no way to get it out of my brain. And so I don't want, and I even offered all of these books, but I couldn't even get him to do this book. So of course not these books. He's like, your mind's going to be just madness of remembering different things, because unconsciousness will bring us to things that, and confirm things for us that we should not be confirming. And I agree with that, but I don't know how he does it. I was like, how do you not read a scrapbook? How do you not read whatever? He's like, I just don't. I like the poem is it. So I don't know. Okay, something just happened with my computer. Okay, so specialized knowledge. I don't think we have come to a conclusion. So I think the conclusion is, I don't know what the conclusion is. I think, okay, so I will say anything that cannot be found in TTOTC is probably too specialized, except for looking up definitions of words and maps. I think those are the two. Yeah. Wow, Sassy, I haven't read any of them either for the same reason. I didn't know you were a poem purist at that level. Wow. Okay, so let's talk about the lead searcher 200 searcher. We ready for that craziness?
Yeah.
No cursing anybody. No getting crazy. And I'm not going to, we don't have any like rooster videos or any of that.
Rooster videos.
You so, kind of like Hinter Riches, you so need to get into HEK's.
Oh, the soundboard and all that? Yeah.
Yes. So,
oh, wait, but before we do that, we need to talk about Susie Fenhaven, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Susie, and I'm so sorry we didn't do this on Monday. It was probably Sunday. Susie is having some computer issues. She's also looking at, she's taking down some of her videos because she's cleaning up a few things on them. So between those two things,
let me find her email. Yeah, let me find her email.
She is doing well. I don't know how much she wants those details shared, but that's So she's doing fine. She's doing well. She didn't want anybody to worry, but she wanted word to get out that she is doing okay and everything's fine.
Not
She's
sure
like,
if it was an
it's not
email.
like a safer, yeah, it's an email because I
Was
have
it?
it.
Okay.
So anyway, I just wanted everybody to know it was, yeah, she's doing fine. It's just some computer
Yeah, like
glitch.
she hasn't put up some videos in a while, and she took down her PayPal link, and she's got to get some things worked out. I guess is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So,
I don't
but
see the email. I don't know what the heck I did with it, but unless she
yeah,
sent it to one of the other ones, it's possible.
I know. Like Steve says, "Hello, everybody in YouTube land." That's like my favorite thing.
Right.
And she's like, "How are you doing?" That like it brings a smile like the first 10
Well,
seconds.
maybe she'll come back on the marathon whenever we end up doing the marathon. Um,
Yes,
so
hopefully.
yeah, she hasn't disappeared. She's still around, and she'll be back when she's ready to come back.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all
yeah.
need a break now and then, I think.
Yeah,
So
I don't even think it's an intentional break. It's just a
right.
technology and life break. So anyway, some people were asking about her. I announced it in AGK chat, but I tried to keep up. The chat's so lively there, like it is here. Oh, and the Wiz is here. Steve Wayne, February 15th. That's where we met last time.
Yeah.
Um, so hopefully you will be there at the World Series of Ben. Sorry,
And the
Wiz.
super chat from 3D Bronze, you got it? Did you mention it?
Oh,
Yeah, okay,
okay.
sorry. 3D Bronze, thank you for the super chat. He says M Davis 19 defined the term any ordinary average person without your background, meaning specialized would be any ordinary average person without your background. So,
Wait,
okay.
now Emmett Davis,
That's the
Mike.
person who asked him the question. Remember about
Oh,
the special, and he gave the specialized knowledge. His
okay.
thing was, can any ordinary average person without your background? And Forrest said, yes, no specialized knowledge is needed. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's start a little bit of the searcher of the lead searcher 200 footer tonight. We'll see if it spills over to Monday because we're still on Monday. And Thursday, we're not going to have a show Thursday. No, that's
No,
2 weeks.
that's 2 weeks. We'll be here next week. Yeah.
Darn it. Not
Hmm.
quite there. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about lead searcher
Wait,
200.
are we going to have a show Monday? Because Monday's Labor Day, which I just thought of. Are we going to have a show Monday, or should we not? Because it's Labor Day and everybody's doing their holiday thing.
Mike, I love shows, but it's up to you.
Okay. I got to see
Well,
where I'm
here,
at with the boys.
yeah,
I'll have the
yeah,
boys, and I don't know if
that's
they'll be
true.
dropped off by then. So we'll play it by ear. Maybe K
Okay.
Pro just go live by herself.
Oh, that would be good. Okay. And I'll have my special coffee and you
Yeah.
can ask any question you
Uh
want.
oh. Look out. I
Okay.
could see it happening. Okay.
Specializes anything outside TTOTC and Fenn Treasure related writings. Fenn Treasure related writings.
Which is once upon a while, too far to walk and thrill of the chase, right?
That's how, yeah.
That's interesting. I tend to agree with that.
I tend to agree with that too.
K Pro's a 200 footer. You heard it from Boots on the Ground Geo Ventures.
Sure.
Uh
Okay.
oh.
So let's get into that.
Copper Dan says, K Pro, let's get drunk and go on Monday and go live.
Papa Dan, deal because I have some questions for you. Like,
Uh
oh,
oh.
oh, and we will, and we will include Joe Lewicki.
Is he back by then?
He'll be back by.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Is he? I don't know.
I might be jet lagged, but yeah, I think Sassy's too. Okay, we saw Mike. You come in
Let's
or
do a
not?
panel on Monday for sure.
Let's
Let's
do
do a panel. Whoever wants to come in on Labor Day, let's do
yeah,
it. Just have fun and talk.
yeah. Since we're moving the marathon, let's totally do a panel. Email Mike because Mike does all the magic on that side. Let's totally do that.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty fun. Um,
yeah, yeah. It's because you know what? Let's totally get Joel Lukey on. If Joel will come on, that'll be awesome. Because when you're post boots on the ground, you know your mind's crazy. Your mind's crazy.
and he's not going to say anything about his search, but that's fine.
We're gonna
We'll see
say
if you can get it out of him. Yeah.
irrigation. Sassy and I double team. We're gonna interrogate the heck out of her. So
Mm.
lead counsel. She's lead counsel. I'm ready. We're gonna go back and forth.
Jack says a panel would be fun on Monday. So yeah, I think it would be. Let's see how many people we can get on. 3 or 4, maybe even up to 6. We'll do up to 6. And I'm assuming I'll be on it, but just in case I'm not, at least I'll set it up or whatever. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, because my multi zoom doesn't work. Okay, so let's talk about lead searcher 200 foot searcher for a second. So the first question I have, and maybe it's for you, Mike, but I would love for the room to weigh in. So here's the first question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the lead searcher and the 200 foot searcher the same person?
I think those could very definitely be 2 different people. I think
Okay,
they could
that's
be.
the first thing.
Yeah.
So the first thing I will say, especially to those on the forums, when you talk about the 200 footer and you talk about the lead searcher, understand that many people see those as two different people.
Right.
So here's my next question. Okay, and Redneck says no, and Jack says no, and Anagram says yes, and Sassy is now broken off. She's
Get those questions ready.
of Joel. And I bet you many more will say yes and no, and it's going to be a split house.
Yeah, it's an interesting question for sure.
Okay, so those of you that are relatively new to the chase, Bert Chaser says no. So the first question is, okay, so the 200 footer was something that was discussed by Forrest maybe in 2013-ish timeframe, 14. I don't have the exact month and date, but he basically said it's something like a searcher or I know that the correct WWWH has been discovered, and he knows that a searcher has been within 200 feet, did not appropriately decipher the rest of the clues, and walked right by it. He said something like that. So I don't know what whenever you laugh, it makes me look. Okay, so here's the next. So here's the things that I will tell you I have direct knowledge of, and those of you that have heard the secret recordings, I will tell you, and I will confirm because obviously that is my voice on those secret recordings. I was told it was a man. I was told it was a man with a woman searching. I was told
the 200 footer, really? Yeah.
200 footer. It was Forrest was surprised that he knew him that well.
Mm-hmm.
It was a rich or wealthy person,
Mm-hmm.
which is a relative term, and that person only searched once. And okay, here's the one that I will tell you. I think
All
there's
right.
some developments too, but I'm going to throw it out
Give up
because
the secret knowledge that you've never stated until now. Come on.
So the last piece. Okay, so let's first say, that is none of that is new information. That was put out late last year. Cynthia came on and talked about, because she actually takes notes of all of our discussions. She put all that out. The other piece that was said that I do not now believe is true is it is a searcher who has never been on the blogs.
Oh, gotcha. Well, wasn't this back then in 2013? Now they could have been on since, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you gotta remember the time frame when Forrest said these things. So, but now, oh, that's interesting. So now you think they are on the blogs, which means you think you know who it is, obviously. Otherwise, how would you know they've been on the blogs? You see how she ignores me, everybody?
No,
Oh,
I do have my guesses of who it is. I have some other reasons for believing that this person now may be active on the blogs.
okay.
Uh, so here's the thing. So many people, especially on Thor, but it's really everywhere on AGK, everywhere, they believe they're the 200 footer or the lead searcher. And that's different because here's the question I have. The 200 footer back in 2013 might be different. So do you consider so let's define what a lead searcher is before we get into any more of what we're talking about here. So the lead searcher, we've already said some people believe the lead searcher is one thing, 200 footer is another thing. The lead searcher, do we believe the lead searcher is the person who's deciphered the poem the furthest, or the person that's been the closest to the treasure chest?
I think the 200 footer would be the person closest to the treasure chest, and the lead searcher is the person who's figured out the most clues, not necessarily traveled there. And the only way Forrest would know that is if by email. So apparently it's somebody who's emailed Forrest. You know, he said he scans emails for keywords, so I would say the lead searcher is probably the one who has the most keywords in the
Okay,
email.
so let me answer a few questions. Rich Chaser says 200-foot searcher was an acquaintance who visited a place and didn't solve anything.
Right.
I don't agree with that because I think at the time he said they got WWWH and maybe another clue and then walked right by it.
Okay.
Ollie says, when did Douglas Preston sign up for Facebook? Years and years and years ago. Years.
And he's an
ago.
author, so I'm sure he's been there, yeah, to sell his book and everything. So
he has him and his writing partner's page, and then he has his own personal page.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So years and years and years, well before, I don't know if it's before the chase, but I can say I went back as far as I want to say 2012, but I don't remember exactly, but years and years. Um,
So Digital Treasure Map says the lead searcher was Desert File. So maybe. I mean, could it be Dale? Could it be Stephanie? Could it be Cynthia? One of these people that has all these a whole bunch of boots on the ground. Would that make them the lead searcher? Meaning,
I
just based on the number of boots on the ground they went on. Doesn't mean it matter if they're close or not. They're the lead
well,
searcher because they've been out so many times.
and we have the famous quote of, and many people heard it because it's recorded, where I think it was Stephanie said, "Who's been closer, Dale or I?" And he was like, "You'd pass out if I told you." And then he
I
was,
think he said she would pass out if I told her.
"You
It
would
was
pass out
she.
if I
Yeah.
told
Don't
her."
know if it was directed at her, but a lot of people think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And then I have heard someone that overheard um, Forrest say to Dale, like, "You're one of the closest." And then the Jamie
Really?
Benbury this last year, when they said, "Who's closest to the treasure chest?" And he said, "I think her right there." And now you look at her shirt and it
It
had a
was Jamie.
chest.
That's pretty funny. She had a picture of a treasure chest.
Maybe Dale had a picture of a treasure chest on his. I mean, maybe that's
Yeah.
the common denominator. Um, okay, so let's go back to a second. Is the lead searcher the person that you believe is the person that has the poem solved the furthest?
Yes, in my opinion, yes.
Yeah, and Forrest said he was emailed a picture, paraphrasing, of WWWH. He
And
did say
that
that.
was the 200 footer, right? That was related to the 200 footer.
Right.
That's how he
So,
knew he was within 200 feet by a picture of some kind. Right.
right, and Tom Sawyer, probably from his friend, he has said this person is his friend, the lead searcher, or the 200 footer.
Yeah, the 200 footer.
So, so now let's go to the lead searcher. Does it have to be an active searcher? Could it be someone who's quit?
It could be, yeah, for sure. And I will say, for those of you that are going to get Chase-opoly in the mail, maybe you'll be able to figure out who the lead searcher is. That's all I'll say about that, though.
Oh, that's just okay. That is just okay. Forrest drove you from 200 feet from a K Pro without knowing it. I have not been driven around town by Forrest Fenn. There is one of us on this panel tonight that has been driven around
Yeah, but
town.
that was in Santa Fe, so I know that was. I doubt that was 200 feet.
Yeah. So Forrest doesn't embellish. Yes, that's true. How about, is there currently a lead searcher? Yeah. And so Jason Northface puts up a good question. Is the lead searcher, so there's always going to be a lead, because if you think about it, if anybody's in competition, there's always one in the lead. Not that we can confirm it, etc. But is there currently a 200 footer? I believe, since people keep arriving there are people that are currently within 200 feet. Now, do they know it? Did they do it with
Right.
the? I don't know.
Well, Forrest has said people have solved the first two clues, maybe three or four. I'm not sure. That was
Right.
his exact word. So to me, it's like three or four, not sure. So somebody was in an area where to get in that area, you solve four clues, but he doesn't know if they figured out the clue three and four to get there, or they just happened to be there. So people
Yeah.
are definitely closer, I think, in this now than they ever have been. I think
Why do you think that? I think people are more
because he
on.
made a comment like three or four clues. What's that?
No, he is not confirmed in at least 2 years. He didn't confirm it this year, and I don't think he confirmed it last year. Is anybody closer than they have been in previous years, or solved more of the clues?
Right. Yeah, he hasn't actually come out and said that. That's true. They didn't know the significance of where they were. Right.
Yes. Yeah. So when you look at this, and like 3 years now, yes, exactly. So if you look at this, why isn't he confirming it anymore? Partially, I think, because people are either getting a panic. I wonder if it's because if he said somebody might, well, he said the gut feeling. Everybody said they were the gut feeling.
I know. I know. Well, when he says something like that, everybody thinks it's them. Chris Jones is in the chat. How you doing, Chris? I hope you recover from whatever you got going on. I hope you're doing all right. He says not alpha to omega, but omega to omega, end to end. And Forrest said some people have solved the first two clues and went right past the other seven. So that almost seems like they're a lot closer than people think. And then Missouri Dave says if where Warm Water's halt is within 200 feet, that rules out any solves that are more than 200 feet. If WWH is within 200 feet of what?
Of the treasure chest.
Of the treasure chest. Oh, I got you.
and I don't agree with that. I
That
don't
moves out any
think that
solves that are more than 200 feet. Yeah, I'd have to think about that one.
yeah. William says he wouldn't answer Sean's 12-foot question. That is true. Is somebody been within 12 feet? He also would not answer Sean's, do you have to purge over water or walk over water or walk through water? Anon says he told you that the 200 foot was not a recent searcher and that was last year. No, he didn't say recent or not to me. He said to me, um, he didn't bring up recent or not recent. I assumed it was the same person as 2013-14 that we talked about. And that's where Cynthia and I started comparing notes because, well, and some others about, some people who had been in the chase longer than I had. And because I was like, I thought I had gotten brand new information, like, oh, like the reporter and everybody else does, like, oh, here it is. And there was a few of us that just sat chit chatted about it to see could we get a little bit closer based on that. We had certain individuals and all of that. At the end of the day, it got us nowhere because that's what happens. Um, I
So,
think he
yeah, go ahead.
won I think he picks one way each year to reinvigorate the chase. He's the master marketer. The gut feeling is a marketing tactic. Yeah. He was clear to me that there was nothing to the gut feeling comment. And then he took it away and people were like, oh, but then this 200-footer lead searcher discussion, I, so here was the hard part I had, and I'm not going to get into the psychology or pretend or go and talk to somebody in the psychology department at a school or anything, but there's some people and they like to just irritate people on the blogs and say, I'm it, I'm it, I'm it. And that irritates some people to the point of cut it out. And then it gets really ugly really quick because they like to brag and they like to brag and they say, oh, I wish I could tell you even what state, but if I said that, it would give away everything, which is
Right.
odd. And so, yeah, like that's what's been happening a little bit on Thor. And again, it's all the lead searcher threads and it's usually people saying, well, I just couldn't get to it this year because I couldn't travel out there. I don't have time. That sounds so silly. Like, and so that's where people get irritated. It's like, no, stop it. And then it goes back and forth. There was a I thought a famous person on one of the forums that he said every single day, 10 times a day, I got it solved. Every single thread he went into and was like, oh, you're just so silly. I know where it is. I know where it is. And then he got out there and he couldn't do it. And then he was like, I found it. I have it. And then all of us really worried about him because we thought, okay, we know you don't have it. We know you didn't. And then he eventually disappeared. But
Well, Silver Fox had a little issue. He basically said, "This. Why are we talking about this? This is for newbies. We're not going to get anywhere. We should be talking about the thrill of the chase." But the reason we talk about it, Silver Fox, is one because it's fun. It's always fun just to think about the what ifs. Who's the lead? Who's the closest person? And what we're doing is we're talking about things Forrest has said, whether it's in person or in an interview or on the forums. So yeah, I mean, it's just fun to talk about.
yeah.
But we will get back to the thrill of the chase for sure. But will the lead searcher please stand up?
So Anon said he said it in an interview and they published it. So you emailed him to clarify if it was a recent searcher, and he said no. Remember? Did I put that up on Thor? Was that one of the clarifying? Like then for a while, I was able to ask him questions because people from Thor asked questions. I emailed him like 4 or 5 questions and he clarified and he answered them for a while. And then some people got mad that we were getting them. And so he stepped back. He just said, okay, if everybody's going to get mad, I won't give you additional hints. And some people were happy that they made that go away. Some people are having fun claiming, okay, Sunny's saying some people are having fun claiming that they have that title. Others really believe it. Yeah, the ones that are having fun though irritate the heck out of the others. And I try to say, and I tried to say this as eloquently as I could. I did do well. So the people that need something psychologically from saying I am it, everyone look at me, the ones that get irritated by it, they get irritated. It's like this one is asking for you to rise to the occasion and then you are. Neither side. And then when you do respond, like you're a beep, 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 this person responds, no, you're a beep, beep, beep. And then you both get banned. So don't do that. Neither of you, like, you can ignore each other. And there's an ignore feature where you don't even get it's like blocking on Facebook. Like there's some people that aren't very nice to me. I don't even see, like, other than you guys emailing me, I don't even see what you're talking about. And it's magic because I don't see it. And if it helps them get through their day, great. So anyway,
The
let's
question is, who is in constant contact with Forrest Fenn? I think a lot of people. It depends what you mean by constant contact, but I mean, I think there's a lot of people that email Forrest all the time. Whether you get
yeah,
a response or not, I mean, that's up to Forrest. But
yeah, no, I think he's a very social person. So I think he does, and I think he enjoys the chase. But okay,
23 Monarcha says nothing matters if you do not solve where warm waters halt. Nothing. And I
nothing.
agree with that. Forrest said you don't have anything. Stay home and play canasta. You'll have a memory of a good vacation, but that's about it. So I really think we should crack the thrill of the chase and try and discern what the
No,
subtle hint is toward warm waters.
or hints.
Yeah,
Yes.
subtle hint. Yeah,
Oh,
toward warm
Maria's in the
waters.
house. Hi, Angelina. Maria's in the house. Tom Sawyer, FF emails girls. Joel Lewicki brought his email, and I don't know for a fact because I haven't met Joel, but I think he's a man. So I think he actually emails both genders, and I know he emails Dale, and I know he's emailed Mike. I know he's emailed
Yeah.
Jason. I know he's emailed or had correspondence with Sean. So I see both in that. I love the quote, "Don't do that. That would solve a lot of the world's problems. Just don't do that. Just don't do that." I like that. Yes. So there's a famous, okay, I very rarely watch Saturday Night Live, but there was a
What?
famous,
I love Saturday Night Live.
I know there was a famous one from like 20 years ago, and the guy's like, okay, I, you might know this one or not. He's like, I charge $100 for 5 minutes of therapy or 5 seconds of therapy. And she's like, 5 seconds? He's like, yes, because I have the perfect advice. And she said, well, when I have this happen to do it. And he's like, don't do that. 100%.
Right,
And
right,
it's like
right.
a really funny one. And I kind of, yeah. Okay. It's on Thor, July 28th, 2018.
Called you
Everybody,
out on your own website in your face.
Mike, Anon knows of this great website called Hint of
I
Riches.
know. I think it needs to be redesigned. Let's redesign it. Let's just come up with a whole. We're not losing any posts, but let's redesign how it looks. You want to? It'll be a. It'll be a. What do you call it? A project. Yes, I've been on Hint of Riches many times personally.
Project Jazz
Yeah.
Hands. Project. Okay.
Jazz hands.
Jazz hands. Okay. Okay. Very cool. Anon. What did he say again? What did hold on. I need to go back to Anon what he said because now he's called it out. He said not a recent searcher. Okay. I vaguely remember that. No, I'll have to go and look at
Oh.
it. So if it's not a recent searcher, what is recent? Huh.
All these definitions. What is warm? What's your definition of warm? What's Forrest's definitions of warm? And it shouldn't that be in the thrill of the chase? Everybody says he said warm means comfortable. Well, okay. Let's see if that helps us with the location. It was a recent. No, wait. The latest article says the 200-foot person was a recent searcher. Care to clarify? I don't know about that one.
What? How do we know that?
Anon just said another one. I thought they just said it wasn't. Now they're saying it was a recent searcher.
No, the information that I got, and that would be when I email Forrest and then it
Oh.
comes and he answers back. That maybe that changed over time. How do we know the lead searcher of the or the 200 searcher is wealthy? That was stated to me, and now it's to one searcher, so maybe that was misconstrued. But it was around other searchers, and they can confirm.
Oh, I see.
Cynthia came on and said that is exactly what she heard when we were there, so she did confirm that. What?
Jack says the lead searcher was coined in 2019. I'm assuming he means by Forrest. The 200 footer was years ago.
I don't know if the lead searcher was coined by Forrest. I think it was
Oh,
coined.
really?
I think the community has meshed these two together. I don't know. Okay. So now here's the big question. Does it help anyone to know that there is a lead searcher that has been within, let's just say, 12 feet?
I think it would be very helpful info to know that a searcher has been within 12 feet and did not find it, because that means, guess what? It's concealed somehow, some way, right? If somebody walked within 12 feet, it's like, oh, okay, well then it's probably not wide out in the open. It's
And the
concealed
quote
somehow.
has been, if you're within 12 feet, you will probably be able to discover it.
Right.
Right.
And to me, it's really not the treasure chest we're looking for. It's the blaze, the way I read the clues. So is the blaze, I would hope the blaze is visible within 12 feet, but somebody could walk by it and miss it, I guess.
Well, this is going to be the cool part when we go boots on the ground again, because you're going to look for something so different than me. And
Right.
hopefully the one of us, because I believe it's how it's concealed. I mean, I care about the blaze, but I don't think that's where it stops. I think there's a little bit more. And that's why you're driving me crazy and I'm driving you crazy. And we do this to each other. And
Right.
neither of us can say that because neither of us have the treasure chest. But if we found it together, oh, that would be a day. That would be a
Yeah, it would
fun
be a day. Because you
day.
know we're going to go live as soon as we get back to the hotel room.
No, we
Guess
would
what,
not.
everybody? Oh, we're not?
Yeah,
Oh,
we would talk. No, 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 no.
we'll see. So, all right, I'm going to put it out right now. We are going to go live on Labor Day Monday. Maybe it'll be a panel, maybe it won't be. But
Panel.
there are 2 other proxy items that we hid up in the Yellowstone area, and we're not going to give clues. We're just going to show exactly where we hid them because they might still be there, and they may not. So we're going to show on Monday night show where we hid those proxy items, and if somebody can, it'll be a foot race. If somebody can just get up there and find them, then we'll give you one of the numbered coins. So, yeah.
Wildcatter's daughter. What did Cynthia say about what? Cynthia and I have talked about lots of stuff.
Yeah.
She's
What did Cynthia say?
what did Cynthia say today?
Uh,
Let's see. Let me ask her what she said today. No, I need a little bit more information to answer that. Okay, spend it all on a Brady Bunch house. There you go.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so okay, other questions that we have because we need to get into the final part of where we transition. We're a little bit over tonight, where we're going to transition from all content related, hard hitting. You get content, you to over to.
Donald Stevens, how you doing?
No, Cynthia's not out fighting bear spray. She's actually having a set of searchers over and good friends over to her house tonight with a big old margarita.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
so yeah. Okay, so marathon is postponed. We will get a new date. But if you're interested in coming on Monday, sounds like we have a
Come on in.
come on in. Chase-opoly is still in its pre-order phase. We should have. Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if it's by the time I'm there, Mike? You and I could play Monopoly.
Oh yeah, the prototype should be here within like maybe 2 weeks. You're right; it could be here by then. That would be pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
We even bring it to our little Las Vegas Searcher meetup.
That would be awesome.
So,
Yeah.
if anybody's joining us late, Saturday, September 14th, K-Pro is going to be in Las Vegas, and we are going to do a searcher meetup here in Las Vegas. We'll figure out the place and we'll figure out the time, but it's definitely going to be Saturday, September 14th. So if you're in Vegas or you can come to Vegas, let us know, because once we know how many people, we get it. I can think of 8 people that are in the Vegas area, that have gone to World Series of Fenn or met up with us before. So, yeah, that'll be fun. If we have the prototype, we will bring it. That will be fun. I just can't guarantee we'll have it by then. Chase-opoly, I'm going to post the PayPal link right now. If you guys want to order the game's $49.99 to that PayPal link, but there's shipping and handling, so it's $75 total, shipped directly to your door as soon as we get those in. And we are hoping to have those in by Christmas.
I think we have about 15 coins left of pre-orders.
Yep.
So if you order one or more, it doesn't matter. If you order, though, you get a non-numbered.
For the next 15 searchers, yeah. It doesn't matter how many. You get 1 coin per order. It doesn't matter if you order 1 or 10. You get 1 coin, non-numbered coin. And then, yeah. Then we have a couple things on eBay. I put those links in the chat. Those end on Saturday. And I think I'm going to put all 3 books up on eBay. Maybe I'll do that on Monday's show. We'll show it on Monday or something. Yeah. But, okay. So the marathon is postponed. We'll figure out when we're going to do it, right? We'll give everybody plenty of notice.
Yeah, we may go live. So that's a big thing. Hit subscribe because at the meetup, we will probably off the cuff try to go live like we did. Actually, we were walking down the street with Jason North Face where we're like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, on the strip.
You guys were insane because people were like, what? And you guys started going live. So you never know when we can go live. So hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, thumbs down, whichever one you want. We were both as a point of pride, or I do anyway.
Right.
I don't know, Mike does.
We should get a shirt that's like this. Yeah, you pick which one you want. Maybe we'll go make some shirts while you're out here. We need some new shirts, huh? And I've got your Chase-opoly mug, so you can get that while you're out here.
Oh, yeah. I can stop by and see you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll bring it to the meetup when I see you over there. Got any maps left? We have the Too Far to Walk map, and we have the top topo map. So yes, I do have some maps left. If you're interested in buying any of those, just shoot me an email. Um,
Yep.
yeah, so
Uh,
Saturday, September 14th. It'll be a lot of fun.
okay, and then okay, so I have a general question for those of you that are still around,
Mm-hmm.
and I just in general want to ask this. So I think I want to talk about the FOIA.
FOIA, okay. FOIA alert.
I would just want to ask in general some questions of the room. I don't want anybody to get upset either way. I want to ask some honest questions because you all know we were talking about this hot and heavy for a while, and then I kind of went silent on it because I've been reflecting a lot. I kind of equate it to back when Forrest he thought of everything, but then he had some searchers that had passed, and then he was like, he just took a little bit, and then he did put out some additional hints that he said he wouldn't do. So I was real foil. Jesus, geez, Louise. And so this is where I can tell you the FOIA is completely legal. It is not steps. It does not step into any personal side of Forrest. It was what was within the treasure chest. Anything personal would be redacted in a process, which means removed and not shared. Um, I've recently come into some information that the people that there has been 2 searchers up to this point that I know about that have gotten their hands on the FOIA. The FOIA had a ton of redaction in it. And so that's
Were
where
there any pictures that you know of? Or
I
was
will
it all
I
redacted text?
I believe there were no pictures. I
Okay.
don't know that for sure, but from my understanding, there were no pictures. Um, so the
See,
the FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act. So those of you that don't know, um, Forrest's home was raided by the BLM and FBI. And Forrest was cleared. There was a couple items, but so his home was raided due to something else that was happening in with San Lazaro and other things. He was cleared of it, but everything is cataloged when they come in and raid any place. And his vault was one place that was raided. So, like, there is a Sitting Bull peace pipe, and there's a description of it, and
yeah,
there's a picture of it, and
they do
any
a
of the
catalog of all the items, right?
right, because nothing can go. So, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I have not seen the FOIA, and I can tell you that's a part of the FOIA process. You can find out other people who have the FOIA. Yes, you can. And so, do I believe that FOIA is going to help anybody solve the treasure chest and solve the location of the treasure chest? I do not. But do I think it'd be really cool to have some items and then we could talk about the one show that we did where we looked at all the items in the treasure chest? Wow, what a cool show. Everybody got really excited and all of that. Um,
So if you said that 2 searchers that you know, I'm just making sure I heard you right and that everybody else heard you right. There are 2 searchers that you know of who have received the FOIA back.
yes.
And as far as you know, there were no pictures included in that FOIA. To me, that's interesting because that's what we were looking for. Isn't that the point of the FOIA, is to try and get the pictures? So maybe it was not pictures they received back, but a description of what was in the chest?
I don't know the process
Oh,
that
okay.
they went about
Okay.
to not get any pictures. From what I
Hmm.
understand in my process, there are pictures. And yes,
Oh,
our thank you.
okay.
Yes,
That's
the frog
interesting.
is mine. Frogs are mine. That's pretty cool.
Sold out of what, Zozo Rocks? Of Chase-opoly? No. Of the maps? No. We have everything, so we haven't sold out of
Yeah.
anything.
Do you
Just
have TTOTC? Do you
we
have
have the Thrill of the
249? Do
Chase
you
for
have?
sale. Yeah, if anybody's interested in any of this stuff, email me, and I'll let you
Yes.
know how much. But when you
Yes.
buy something from us, these 2019 Searcher coins no longer included. Those are all going to go with
Yeah.
the Chase-opoly sales only from this point forward. So if you were lucky
Yeah.
enough to get one, congratulations. The only way to get one now, and I have less than like 15 left, is through buying Chase-opoly. And then
Yeah.
when they're gone, there will be no more 2019 Searcher coins ever made. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay, so going back to it, um, the one thing that put me on a pause is okay, so there's a few searchers that if I sneeze today, it's wrong. And so I don't really put them in the category of people that I listen to on what I should or shouldn't do because I always do everything wrong every day. I'm the worst person on earth. But I did get a lot more.
The
Uh,
cat
I
knows, but he's not saying.
exactly. I did get a lot more feedback, some very positive and very negative, which was very bipolar, or it was very bimodal. Um, okay, it was very polarizing, and so I was really surprised by that. So that's why I just kind of put it on the side for a little bit and haven't even kind of revisited it. There's some reasons today that I'm revisiting it, and I'm kind of at the point of I need to decide either to move forward or not. Again, there's no legal issues. It would be something I would do something different than those of you that have seen it. There are some tubers that have said, I've seen it and there's nothing there. Okay, then if certain people have seen it, why can't everyone see it if it's not what?
Nice. Tom Sawyer said, the cat said, finally you admit the truth. I thought that was pretty funny. But I will say
Wow,
this for
you and Tom Sawyer are bonding. That's just a lot right now. Mike's going to be in the doghouse. Yeah,
I
okay.
will say this, just so everybody's aware, the people that are out there going FOIA for Forrest Fenn's vault. How dare you? Who is it that gave you the idea of the FOIA?
Forrest.
Forrest did, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can
Yeah.
still be
And
mad. I think that's an important point to make. Is Forrest is the one who brought it up. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and again, the people that have it, and I've now corresponded with Forrest since then, because this was last year, and he knows that I've had a FOIA done on myself, and I went through some redaction processes and all of that, so I know the process well, and he just was really surprised nobody had gone into that process, and now some people have, and they have
Mm-hmm.
it, and he's not upset. He's just eh. And so anyway, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be particularly helpful, as in it's going to solve this for anybody. But wouldn't it be cool to have a picture of every item in the chest and have some fun with that? Because gosh, it would.
And
I
even
just
if
think it would
it's,
be a blast.
I think it would be cool. And no, it doesn't help figure out where the treasure chest is. Nobody thinks that. I
Right.
mean, I don't. But
Or I don't.
even if it's a cataloged inventory, no pictures. But what if it says 1812 gold eagle coin,
Yeah.
1826 gold, and you would see a list of the years of the coins that are in the chest. It doesn't help you find anything. It doesn't help you solve clues. But to know that these are the 265 coins, like Forrest said, is in the chest. They were actually in there when his vault got raided. Those 265
Yeah.
coins were there.
Well,
That's
some
all.
people have asked though, do you think that you could get your hands on the one item that he says is in there that he's never
Right. He's
talked
never
about?
mentioned. Yeah.
And what I probably would want to do, because I do think that would give me an unfair advantage, then is that's why I'm unique in not saying, "Hey, everybody, I've seen it," ha ha ha. I would want to share it with everybody then, and
I've
of course, I'd want to talk with Forrest
I've
about it.
tried to talk her out of it, but no. If KPRO ever gets the FOIA, it will all be shown in a video. So,
Right, right.
Laura Dunlap says, Cowlazars, can we just get the FOIA already? So I think you should just get off your butt and get it done, KPRO. Okay, that's
Oh
what they're
my
trying to say.
gosh. So I paused because there was actually several people that I respect, and I appreciate that, Laura, but there were some that I respect that were really upset that they thought that
Right.
overstepped. And so it didn't make me say no, because I'm not going to be intimidated by bullies that just want to like, "Arr." I was more like the people that are reasonable that actually emailed me, here's some things to think about, maybe why you shouldn't. But here's the thing, some other people already have it, and we already know some people might not be the most integrity driven. So if they have it, why? I just have a problem. I feel like I have a problem with if some people have it and some people don't. I just don't think that's fair or right. Is that okay or not okay? I don't know. Email me at kpro3 at aol.com.
Uh oh.
I'd like to know, like, and the only thing I ask, if it starts out, you beep 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 beep, I'm gonna just shut it down. Or if it's I'm gonna kill you or any of that, because I got
Oh,
those last time.
jeez, that's
They're
nice.
like, yeah, like that
Some
makes me
nice
want to get
people out
okay.
there.
Here's the thing. If you do that, makes me want to get it more. So just be ready for that. So just respectfully, just give me your articulate answer. I'm right now at the point of deciding because the application does have a finite window, or I'd have to start the whole process over again. And so that's the reason. Talk to an attorney today. There's just there's a little bit of time sensitivity, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's time, maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm
I
deciding.
think you should
So
do it. I mean, if you my vote is to do it. It can't hurt anything. In other words,
I know your votes. I'm still asking the masses, even though
right.
you're a very special searcher to me. There is still the masses to think
Well,
about.
some people say, "Oh, it's a violation of forest privacy. You can't do that." Blah blah blah. But Forrest took this treasure chest and hid it out there in the wild instead of you find it. And I wrote a book, and so he's kind of opened himself up to the treasure chest again. The FOIA, at least that K Pro is talking about, is only the treasure chest and what was in it. Nothing else. Correct? Am I correct in that? Nothing
Say it
else that
again.
was in the vault. The FOIA request that you put in
No,
is only the treasure chest and the contents of what
I
was in the
have a
box.
very narrow.
Nothing
Yeah, I have
else
a
in the
very
vault,
narrow view.
nothing else involved in that raid. Just that treasure chest, the the bronze box and the contents that were in it at that time. That's
Golden
it.
ticket.
Yeah, the golden ticket.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
the
Okay.
big mystery. How is it? They're saying there's a searcher coin in the treasure chest, and it was back in 2010 before they were even thought of.
Oh, that tells
Or
me
I'm a
it's
double
real.
agent. This was all planned a long, long time ago.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
go down that rabbit hole, everybody.
Somebody asked me. It was great. I actually like played a little bit back and forth with the searcher because they're like, "You have known Forrest since when?" And I was like, "Well, the first time I met him was last year." And they're like, "You didn't answer the question." I was like, "Okay, I emailed him in
Oh, technicality.
2015," and they're like, "You have known him since 2008." And I'm like, "No."
2008 before the
Like,
treasure.
they're like, "You are helping and you were a part." I'm like, I
Uh,
literally did not know like who so it's so funny because and then somebody else met, who I met now more than once at different events. It's like, "You are Forrest Fenn." I'm like, "But me and Forrest Fenn have been in the same room and you've met us both." "No, you are Forrest Fenn." And I'm like,
what does
that's
that
just
mean?
crazy. Like,
Right.
okay. So anyway, okay, I will go back and look at the room tonight. Of just giving some feedback. But
we're,
hit me up with an email too.
Doug, we're both on Forrest Fenn's payroll.
Oh, when does the check come in? I need it.
Yeah, right.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Or no, I need to hit the poker room. Yeah, okay. So great. I can tell you, I can tell you, I have never been on forced payroll. I've never asked for a dime or taken a dime. I will say, here is the thing that I have taken from Forrest. For those of you that want to know, he did ask me on the Jamie drawing, "Is there anything I can do?" Because he knew I shelled out a few $1,000s to make sure that everything got shipped, all that. And I did get one of his books, so I thank him for the books. Everything else, yeah. So I will say that, but I've never asked him. I've hit hard times, just like many of you have hit. I've never asked him for a dime. That is different than some. So anyway,
Okay, let's not go there. So somebody did just buy Chase-opoly, so thanks for the order. So that means
ooh,
one less coin available, everybody. Yeah, and those
I would
coins will
like
be
to
sent.
ask. Yeah, so anagram, and this is actually really good. I would really like you. So NK Sal says, "What is a FOIA? Freedom of Information Act on the pictures that were taken of the items in the treasure chest. Does it mean that that's what eventually was in the treasure chest?" And Anagram said, "Poll, how many think the FOIA is unethical?" So FOIA, FOIA, thumbs up, thumbs down, either yes, get it, no, don't, whatever you want to say.
And if you
Um,
think a FOIA is unethical, I mean, that's fine. All a FOIA is a way to keep check of the government and what the government does. That's why it
yeah,
exists. Is it? I want to know what the government is spending taxpayer money on. That's all.
right.
That's what a FOIA is. The idea of it.
Well,
But
and let me give an example of what I mean. ES is in here, and that's Eric. He is somebody that before this situation, him and I have agreed on many things. I had emailed him on something else where it was a different Eric. I think it was a 2019 coin. He kept that quiet for me, etc. He has been pretty opinionated on this subject, not in a disrespectful way. He is one that I go, if he's saying that, let me take a pause. Redneck Express is another one. I won't call everybody out that doesn't, but I just want you to know that's who I'm hearing. I'm not hearing the people that are like mean all the time and really negative and nasty. I'm talking about the people that I consider really reasonable. And I have no problem not doing it if it's not something, if there's enough, but also know searchers already have. And if searchers already have, it'll eventually be on YouTube one day. In my opinion, I think this is a safer spot to do that because we'll make sure that everybody gets all the information. But again, I just want to hear a little bit more. So I want to thank the people like the like the Redneck Express, a few others that very respectfully say, I feel very strongly I'm not in favor of it. And those of you that go too far, doing this maliciously. Forrest is the one that brought it up to me. It's not a negative like as in some of the things that have been said, or there's no reason to curse. Let's just, and again, it made me pause, and it might make me pause again. I don't know. But the things that don't make me pause is not going to be bullied. So don't go there. So anyway,
Toby's in the house. AGK is here, and he says, "What I miss?"
Toby.
We're talking FOIA, Toby. So you know that polarizes the room. But Toby,
Oh.
we are going to go live Monday, even though it's Labor Day. But we're going to try and get a panel going on, and I'm sure it's going to go for 2 hours. So if you want to be on, I know it's Labor Day, but if you want to come on, let us know.
and and Thor Girl says, "Hi, I'm new. Hi, Thor Girl. How you doing?" I love new people. Yes.
Stay away from salamanders. That's not a dig at decal, is it? Digital
Oh,
treasure
it
maps.
always could be.
Good old
Yeah.
salamanders.
Okay.
Yeah. So I heard a
No.
rumor.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Was I not supposed to say that?
No,
What was that?
when I hear that at the beginning, I was actually reading another one. Didn't you ban Toby? No, but Toby banned me for a whole day. I hold the badge of honor. I get the like scarlet letter that says I was banned from AGK and they didn't even know it.
And all I got was this T-shirt. Doug Haydock says, I heard a rumor that there is 1.999 fine gold coin. It's tucked in the front pocket of the lead searcher. Well, only the lead searcher would know, wouldn't they?
No comment. No comment.
Yeah, right. And
Okay.
we've got Mitch 74 is given his Warm Waters halt. Isa Lake. I think a lot of people have. Isa Lake's a popular theory, right? At least.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
Isa Lake. As I've gone alone there, ASI spelled backwards is Isa.
Oh, like a little wordplay type thing. Okay.
Yeah, like kind of like Try the Wheel, but like so much more masterful.
Dee Dee, do you know the answer to this? It says, where can a veteran park his car for free? Toby, any idea? Where can a veteran park his car for free and leave it there 363 days a year without it appearing as an abandoned vehicle? I don't want to see the VA. The casino. I don't want to say the VA. Do you know, are you asking or do you know the answer, Dee Dee? Because that's interesting if there is a place where a veteran could park his car for free and leave it there all year. You don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Have you ever heard of that, Toby? I haven't.
Ask Carbon is at that. He's an old tuber, I think, on my way to Wyoming.
Yeah, Nebraska backwards, right? I remember him from being on AGK way back in the day. I think he was one of the first searchers, maybe, that was on AGK.
Yeah, I agree. Denver Museum. That's what Holly says. Is that true? That
Walmart parking lot.
That would be crazy. Or Walmart parking lot with Gucci. Yeah.
Yeah, the VA. That's what I thought. VA. Wait, Dee Dee said Douglas. What does that mean? % Douglas. We don't know what you're talking about, Dee Dee.
Douglas Preston.
Yeah, Douglas Preston. I don't know.
Go to Douglas Preston's house. Park at his house.
Nice.
See what happens. Anybody have an email
for Stephanie at Chase Chat? I don't. I do not have an email for her. If I did, it's so old, it's probably no good anymore. So you have to get that from somebody else.
Where? What? I don't know.
What? Where is that? We've never heard of that before.
I'm sorry, I'm banned from that site for starting.
There you go.
So, I don't know. Douglas's driveway. Yeah. Okay. So, any other questions, thoughts, comments? Did I miss anything?
So we do have a couple people that emailed me that they want to be on the show Monday. And RF Hecky, if you're watching and your computer problems are worked out, come on the show if you want to.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, anybody, I'm sure we'll do like a 2-hour thing or something. It is Labor Day and all that fun stuff. So make sure you guys subscribe so you know when we go live. We are going to do a searcher meetup on Saturday, September 14th, because me and K-Pro are going to be live and in person here in Las Vegas. So let us know if you want to get together. And if we have the prototype for Chase-opoly, we will bring it to the meetup. And I hope we do by then.
So awesome.
Yeah, that would be fun. Now, somebody asked, what are the tokens going to be for Chase-opoly? There it is. Zozo Rocks just asked, and somebody else asked earlier. What are you laughing at? Oh, God. Nice. That's pretty funny. The pieces in Chase-opoly are customized to the Thrill the Chase, but I'm not going to say what they are.
Okay.
I don't know if we will show it or we'll just let people see the surprise when they get the game in the mail. But they are customized. They are not your traditional red, yellow, green, blue little pawn-looking tokens.
Customized.
Yeah, they're customized.
Yeah.
But they are not the traditional pieces from the other game. They are customized for Thrill the Chase. So.
Yeah, I will say every one of them, if you are a veteran searcher that knows more than, you will need to know more than a poem. Every one of them, you'll go, Oh my gosh, that scrapbook, da 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 da. That's
Ah.
and maybe you want to look up the scrapbooks. I'm not saying anything more than that. That's all I'm
And
saying.
Zozo Rocks, there are 6 tokens, 6 customized pieces, just like in the original game. There's 6 for Chase-opoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game. And Laura, we are going to get back to the Thrill of the Chase and trying to see can we figure out what warm waters are by the Thrill of the Chase. We will get
Well,
back to
but
that.
I will say thrill of the chase, meaning I think Once Upon a While is where we're going to dig into a little bit because there's a few things we want to jump into there. So I think there's some, yeah, I think there's some things to jump into. But the entire beginning, we talked about specialized knowledge, which was content related. We talked about
Mm-hmm.
lead searcher 200 footer, which is what Forrest talked about. But we're actually going to get into some of the actual contents of things that I'd like to get into, maybe a theme of rather than a particular book. And I know we're jumping around of this has always bugged me, or I don't know, something that's like, I think there's something here. I don't know what to call it, but if you think something is in a particular page or something, I don't know.
He's the only one who knew that trick, Czar. The sliding, I mean.
Mm,
How bad do you
yeah,
want the frog? Nice.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
can we narrow it down to one state for crying out loud? You know what? Even if Forrest came out and said the state, I still don't think we could find where this freaking thing is.
Yeah, that's why I think so funny. Somebody was like, absolutely not, because we were coaxing Forrest for a little bit on the Jamie drawing. I thought we could really get to that next level and hit the 100,000 mark if he would rule out a search state. And a couple of searchers lost their mind and they're like, don't do it. That'd give it all away. No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it
Like, I
really wouldn't.
strongly believe, no, it would not. Like, no. So let's say, and I'm going to pick on Colorado. What if Colorado got ruled out? I mean, like John Bobbitt would be upset and a few others, but they'd find a new search location somewhere else. But what if he ruled out New Mexico? That would be like, oh,
Well,
wow.
Anagram says warm waters halts at a dam, and that's true. Warm waters does halt at a dam, but Forrest has come out and said the where warm waters halt that we're looking for is not a dam. So you know
Yeah.
that, right, Anagram? I'm assuming you know that.
You know that
What the
anagram.
heck is going
So
on with my phone?
something's
Oh,
going
another
crazy.
order. All right.
I
Okay.
would love to hear what people believe is the thing searchers would be talking about in the revised Once Upon a While. I have seen some of the original changes between the two that go between, and there's a lot of doodles that are different. There's some words that are different. And then, of course, the Dizzy Dean story, that's the big one. So that's the one that I think we should be focused on, especially since he was on the Wheaties box and he just talked about Wheaties. I think there's something, I don't know, I think there's something there. But that's what are we missing there? Is that, and he's never confirmed, even though Douglas Preston said Once Upon a While, the first version, the first before the revision, he has said that there's hints in there. Forrest has never confirmed that. He just rolled his eyes.
And
Czar ruling out New Mexico. Ha, adorable. Czar called me adorable. I've been called a lot worse. I know what adorable means. Like, don't mess with my New
uh,
Mexico.
and
So
Chris Jones says, are the clues in all 4 states? That's a good question because Forrest has never ruled out that the clues have to be in the 4 states. In the highlighted section in the Too Far to Walk book of the map, I mean, some people think where Warm Waters halt is outside of our 4 state search area. And it's
I have
possible. It's possible, is all
my
I can say.
Nez solved. If you know where Chief Joseph was buried, it is not inside the search states. And 8 of my 9 clues did not fall in the criteria, which meant it had to be in the search states in the correct elevation. There was only one, and that's Bighorn, which you guys all know, so I won't go into too much. But yeah, that's so. Is that the reason? If you look at the 9 battles, there's only one that falls within those criteria. Is that why he put the criteria out? And he talks about the Lewis and Clark Trail. That could be it. Can you tell how much I love it? 18 months I spent on researching that one.
And what if it's right and Forrest was just messing with you?
Oh, if it's discovered there, I've gone back and forth about, like, if it's discovered, would I want it at like Bighorn? Would I want it at
Right.
Ojo Caliente? Would I want it at Lake Heron? Those are my 3 search locations. Oh, I don't know. Like, part of me wants it to be in Colorado because I never could get something there. I don't know. You say the opposite, but
Chris Jones says, Capro, have you read Hear Me, My Chiefs? Apparently that's a book. Hear Me, My Chiefs?
I don't. I no. I'll have to look. I don't think I have. Could that be? I will tell you that Chief Joseph, he says at the very end, He is tired. Now he's weak. Let's go home. My 99 Indians, 99 Indians made it through the Canadian border from the Nez Perce Trail. So
99.
99.
Oh.
Is there nine?
So
Nine?
he says,
And he
check it
said
out.
he's
It was published in 1952. Check it out.
okay. I'm gonna go. Yes, I will go look at that. But that will make me refocus on that solve. And no, I've let it go. I gave it to others. They weren't impressed. I'm trying. Okay. Toby, we need to stop talking about him. He is now back. Just kidding.
Nice.
Just kidding, Toby. Yeah, Nez Perce. I
Oh,
love the Nez Perce, and yes. What?
Toby says Man Alone is going to be on the AGK show tomorrow night.
Oh,
So
nice.
check
Okay.
it out, everybody. All right. Man Alone. Yeah, I know him off of YouTube, right? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. And
Yep.
that's Friday night show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's
Tomorrow's Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
Thank God. This has been the longest week of my life. So those of you that don't know, I Thursdays is my hard day because I have 8 hours of meetings in well, it's not an 8-hour day. It's a longer than 8-hour day. So Thursdays are my tough days. So when Friday hits, oh, it's finally Friday. It's a good day. So, who is Man Alone? He's Man Alone. We don't need particular names, addresses, or telephone numbers of any individual searcher.
Man Alone on YouTube. He makes YouTube videos about the Forrest Fenn hunt, as well as like metal detecting and some other things. So check out his YouTube channel, Man Alone. All right, we got 15 minutes until the 2-hour mark, so we might as well just do 2 hours. So let's open it up. Does anybody have any questions about anything, about any other treasure hunt? What do you guys want to talk about?
Super chat challenge. Any question is
Super
on.
chat challenge. But make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up the video.
Yeah. No, but if there's any particular questions that you have, lay them out there. We'll answer them tonight. Tonight, only tonight. Yeah, I will say, yeah, it's kind of been that kind of night. So, what's sepultured mean? He does say that. He does say that. I have not looked it up word for word what that means.
I'll look it up right now. Doesn't it mean entombed? Something like that?
And Doug, no,
and how do you pronounce that word?
Related. Let's get sepultured. I don't know.
Serve as a burial place was one thing. Sepulture. So it's the past tense of sepulture.
Jeep Girl Jody. Okay, so let me give you the synopsis. The treasure chest has not been found. Some people have been claiming it. Don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. We went through specialized knowledge. We know exactly what to put in and throw out. Specialized knowledge. No, we did not come to consensus, but pretty much anything you don't have to do substantial research, I think we've agreed to. The lead searcher and the 200 footer are different people, and the lead searcher is one category that's more recent discussions. The 200 footer is from way back. We went over what I was told and everybody heard in the secret recording of, it was a man and, wealthy and search once, all of that. And then we went over the marathon is going to be postponed because we're doing a searcher meetup face-to-face, fun stuff in Vegas on the 14th. Chase-opoly is hitting the almost end. We have about another month and a half of pre-orders, but we're down to the last 15 coins. After that, it goes to Topo Mouse.
Yeah.
And then we also focused on the FOIA and whether we think the FOIA is something that the search community should have in their hands or not. I'm kind of at a crossroads of what to do. I'll go back and read the chat. If you want to hit me up on an email, I've already hit my email is binged a few times. But the nastier you are about it, if you decide to be nasty, that will mean I probably will do it. So it's okay to articulate your stance either way. I just want to get kind of the consensus of the different thoughts. And then that was it. Okay.
Sepulture. You ready? A small room or monument cut in rock or built of stone in which a dead person is laid or buried. Now, remember, Forrest wanted to go and lay his bones with the treasure chest, so could it be sepultured? Lay or bury in, or as if in a sepulture, if I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that could be.
Okay, wait. Before you put that down, look up WECAS. WECAS?
WECS? Super chat from William. But what? WECS is a college radio station. What am I looking at? What
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what
That's
that is.
That's what Chris Jones said. Chris Jones is a smart cookie, so I wonder. is there another meaning?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's what comes up. Not anything relatable to.
Oh, he said sepulture is related to
Oh, okay. All
WECS,
right. Let
wicked.
me look.
Okay, so what does William say? Because you know it's going to be funny. At your first Thanksgiving dinner together, will you name your turkey William? And K Pro, please don't let Mike pull my legs off.
What the heck? As long as we don't pull on your wishbone, everything will be fine.
Oh my
Hey,
God,
good.
what's wrong?
Is that a book,
Oh,
Chris Jones? A book is coming up, but I can't really tell. WECS Sepulture or something's coming up like a book, but I
oh,
can't.
we have two different Chris Jones in the house.
Oh, what?
That's okay. Because Chris Jones
What?
is saying that's not me, and the other Chris Jones is saying you missed my question. Okay, we have two different.
Oh,
Which,
so there's
yeah, okay.
somebody did a space. Sometimes you can do a space and it'll let you do the same name as somebody else, so that's interesting.
Huh.
Okay. Wekas are
Oh,
where
okay.
Nez Perce stored food. Oh, WECAS. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I spelled it. I spelled it. And
You what?
yeah, oh wow,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
Thanks for the super
Somebody's
chat,
saying I spelled it
William.
wrong, but no. Yes,
Yeah.
William. And William, what you sent me today, is that okay to share with the other person? Let
Uh-oh.
me know. I'll send you a message, but I asked for another person that's boots on the ground, and then you shared some stuff, and I didn't know if that's something I could share or if that was just for my eyes. Anyway.
So we also have a proxy item that's been out there in the field for a little while, and I'm just going to give it up what state it's in because Sassy already said it. It's in Texas. We have a proxy item that's been there a while that's in Texas. It was the song lyrics, remember? So Monday, on Monday Night Show, we will show where the other two proxy items are up in the West Yellowstone area, and we'll give another clue of some kind to the one that's in Texas. And you know what? I really got to make a video because I set this whole map up and I haven't used it. That shows all the different places we've did the ones that have been found. So yeah, that'll be Monday Night Show. So if you guys are interested in a numbered coin, if you buy Chase-opoly, you're in a drawing for a numbered coin.
Yeah, make sure you don't
Number
give
8,
those away.
number 22, or number 30. 3 lucky people are going to get the lucky golden coin, golden ticket.
Okay.
Yeah.
And William said that's private. Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad I asked. Okay. So yeah. So any less? Yeah, Chris Jones and Chris Jones. There's two different Chris Jones, which is a pretty generic name. So, Jack left a proxy item in the search area. Okay.
Nice.
What is Forrest Fenn's email? Kpro3 at
Oh, that's nice.
Just kidding. It's forrestfenn at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think he even has it in the. I think we're on the 11th version edition of, or printing of TTOTC. Yeah.
He changed. Well, it used to be something at Earthlink or something. He changed it.
Right.
Yeah, along the way.
Yeah, I think somebody still manages that. I don't know who, but
Yeah.
and the Santa Fe Trading Company one is still valid too. Gypsy's
Yeah,
Kiss can do
Toby's
the
in.
panel.
Cool. Sassy said she's in. Toby says he's in. There's some other people have emailed me. So yeah, we'll talk and put it together and all that
Jason,
fun
my
stuff.
email is kpro3 at aol.com. And yeah. And so those of you that were asking about somebody else's, look at a Gypsy's Kiss. That one is available as well. As long as we don't have an imposter of Copper Dan, other Copper Dans are allowed. There's Dans, but just not Copper Dans. So, okay. So it has been, so Friday will be good. What do you think of the possibilities that it's on private land, like 10% or 50%? I do not, the land that I have ruled it out of is Indian land. That's the only land that I would completely rule it out of. I heard a solve recently. I had ruled out National Park, Yellowstone National Park, until I recently heard a solve that I thought was really interesting. And then and the reason why it would be a little bit different, abandoned property would be different there. So that's the only type of land. So private land definitely could be, especially what he's owned and all of that. I mean, could be. I just, like everybody asked me, what state could it be in? It's 25% chance, because I don't rule out Colorado because he doesn't talk about it. Maybe that's you just never know. So.
And a Brit Chaser asked what happened to the proxy item at Ojo Caliente. We did hide it. It was in the 6th rock from the actual hot spring down to the water, but it was gone by the time people checked. So somebody found it. Somebody muggled it. If you guys know what that term means, a muggle found it. So again, we'll just do another proxy item. So right now there are 3 proxy items out there. One's in Texas, 2 are in the West Yellowstone area. That doesn't necessarily mean in the park. That means in the area, and we'll actually show where those are at.
Oh, we
The
can just
2
say
up there.
one's in, one's not. So
Yeah, well, that's right. One is inside the park and one is not. So there you go. So anybody who lives up that way or will be up that way, watch Monday's show and you can get it. So we're on 2019 Searcher Coin number 35. So what I will say is, out of these 3 proxy items, the first one that's found, that person gets 35. And then well, no, that's not fair, I guess, because then you go 34 and 33, number 33, 34, 35. So on Monday's show, I'll announce, which proxy item for which coin. We'll do it that way, just so it's clear.
Mike's the boss.
What I say goes,
That's totally what I make him believe.
That's right.
So, okay.
All right, everybody. Yep, we're going on 2 hours. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you thumbs up the button, and we will see you Monday night with a panel of some kind. Remember, September 14th in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you guys want to meet up, make sure you email me or Kpro, and we will post the time and the place.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you on Monday night, and have a good Labor Day weekend, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, nice long weekend.